We have our security expert, Manny Gomez, as well as our live team coverage of reporters, Jessica Moore. Thank you so much. And Manny, if we could ask you, tell us what police are in the middle of right now. What is going on?
Right now, they're looking at all the video. They're trying to surround the area. They called a level 1 mobilization, which is at least 40 police officers and several supervisors. Obviously, we have the bomb squad. ATF has responded. I'm sure the FBI is responding as well. And they're going to be looking, they're obviously talking to whoever may have seen this person. They're going to be pulling video from around the area, including the subway station, to try to ascertain where this person went. He's obviously still on the loose and still very dangerous. And they're trying to piece together exactly how this happened. And ultimately, the most important piece is to get this person as quickly as possible, because obviously if he has the capacity to do what he just did, he certainly has the capacity to do it again, and to perhaps has other plans to do it in the not so far future. So that's the sense of urgency right now, to try to ascertain who this person is and try to get him as quickly as possible so that this horrible situation doesn't repeat itself.
Manny, when you hear the plan that the doors open, a smoke bomb device was thrown into a train, the shooter then fires indiscriminately in the train before the doors close and the train takes off. I mean, what are your thoughts when you hear about that type of premeditated plan?
Well, you exactly to your words, premeditated. This was planned. This was something that was clearly intentional, premeditated, planned, and that's what makes this person so dangerous, because often in these cases, the person is neutralized at the scene or kills himself. This individual obviously doesn't have those intentions, which means he's still on the loose, which means he still may be planning other attacks, which makes him very, very dangerous. And the NYPD, as well as the ATF, the FBI, other agencies are all over it. And I'm sure right now they're pulling videotape as to where this person came from, where this person went, and to try to find him as quickly as possible before he has the possibility to do something like this again.
Manny, I wanted to ask you about that. When it comes to video, in order to ID this suspect, there must be video throughout that area. This is a very busy, crowded area during the morning rush. So what are you thinking that they are doing right at this moment to try to ID this person?
Well, they're going back to, like you said, to the video, and they're going to try to trace back where this person came from. This person clearly is disguised, orange vest, mask, etc. The mask may have been because he did fire some some smoke grenades into the train. So the mask was twofold, to either protect himself from the very same smoke that he enacted, and to disguise himself. But eventually, once they go back to the video, they're going to very quickly find out where he came from and try to, either through facial recognition, forensics, or through simple witnesses, to ascertain who this person is and try to find his whereabouts and stop him, because this obviously is a person who has no empathy or no sympathy for human life to do such a horrific act. So this is a person that has to be stopped as quickly as possible, and that's what the authorities are working on diligently as we speak.
To that extent, Manny, how dangerous is the fact that a guy like this who would do something, disguise himself, this kind of, from what it looks like, a premeditated attack, is still on the run? This becomes job one for everyone on the scene right now as far as apprehending this suspect, I would assume.
Absolutely, unequivocally. Like I said a little while ago, usually in these cases, the person is apprehended, neutralized, or, commits suicide, kills himself in the act, somehow, some way. This is a very dangerous situation, and that the person actually got away and is on the loose. And we have to identify, find out, and stop this individual, because I sincerely believe that this is somebody that if he's not stopped right away, he's going to do something else that is drastic as what he just committed a little while ago.
Well, Manny Gomez, we thank you for taking the time, as we're just, we're awestruck by seeing these images from the subway platform there of just this devastation this morning on the subway platform at the 36th Street station and 4th Avenue in Sunset Park, Brooklyn. Just horrible to see what these commuters had to go through this morning, as these more and more pictures are coming into our newsroom right now. Power is shut down in the area. Schools are on lockdown in the area right now, as it is priority number one, not only to tend to the wounded and those who have been shot and injured at this scene, but also to apprehend this shooter who is continued to be on the loose here for a greater part of the last hour or so. We're talking about an individual in an orange reflective vest with a gas mask, reportedly. We're not sure, obviously, if they are still in that disguise at this point. So people, it's, we play by the rules of you see something, you say something. People need to be on the lookout in the area right now of any suspicious activity with this person on the loose that is capable of enacting this type of acted carnage this morning. You can only imagine what this person is still capable now that he knows that everyone in New York City is now going to be looking for him.